Um, Thanks, buddy. Just want to say, obviously, I'm deeply honoured to get the award. Just to put the record straight now, I came to West Cork in 1986, so I'm here 36 or 31 years, and it's been a phenomenal experience because, like a number of months ago, I met a fellow in the city, and he was a Cork City head, and he follows the games, and a good guy, and he's from the south side, and he says, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from West Cork." And he said, "West Cork," he says, "do you know the thing about all ye down there?" He says, "You're a law unto yourselves. You think you own everything, you're better than everyone, whatever." And I says, "But we are, aren't we?" And I said, "Without West Cork, Cork would have nothing." So, but it's a huge, proud place to be from. And it's incredible that, thankfully, my parents are alive. And when I do go back to Roscommon, when people ask me where you're from, you say West Cork, and it's phenomenal because everyone, whether they're from Bantry, Skib, Castleton, Clon, wherever, anytime they're interviewed or whatever, they just say they're from West Cork, and it's unique because we are our own down here, and we take great pride in that. And we're such a vibrant area, positive area, and I think. From my own point of view, when you look around the room tonight and you see the energy, the positivity, and you look at all the different sports and everyone in the room volunteering, sort of doing their best for young people, and they're just promoting their sport. It's absolutely phenomenal, and we are unique in that regard. And you look back a number of years ago, I was here, and Tomás O'Shea was speaking. He was a guest speaker, and he said, "I'm from West Kerry, and all we have is football." And you look around the room tonight and you look at the awards and all the different sports and previous winners and previous sports. It's absolutely phenomenal. And it's an absolutely fantastic place to be. For myself, obviously, I've received tremendous support from my family, who probably bear the brunt of some tough occasions. Certainly my daughters on social media at times have told me that there's been certain things said about me. So thankfully things have been generally good, but there have been a few rough weeks over the last number of years as well. But obviously I have very close friends around Ballina and Eskeen. A number of the lads are here with me tonight, and ladies who we've been here for the last number of years. But more importantly, all around West Cork, I've got incredible support since I became the manager of Cork City. And I know a lot of people wouldn't be following the club that much, or may not be into soccer, but certainly they've taken a huge interest since I became the manager, and they've certainly, the support that I've got all over West Cork has been incredible, and I thank everyone for that. Paddy mentioned there about a guy called Maguire, and everyone asked me about the kid because a lot of people in the room would have heard of Sean Maguire. Certainly for me, I was lucky I found him, because I mightn't be standing here tonight if I hadn't. But 2 years ago, just a quick summary. This time 2 years ago, this guy at 16 years of age was the top striker in Ireland. In Irish under 16 team, he was the top kiddie. Lots of clubs wanted him. Liverpool were in for him. He ended up, and he went to West Ham for 3 years. This time 2 years ago, he'd come back from England. Everyone had told him he'd failed. He'd been back in Ireland about 2 years since he was 19. He was now 21, and basically he couldn't kick a ball. He couldn't. If there was no one in the goal, he couldn't score. It was incredible. And by a twist of fate, I came across him, and I met him. A really humble guy from Kilkenny, and his whole career was shattered. He'd been knocked so often, he just didn't know where to look. If I was a betting man, to be brutally honest, I wasn't sure that he would do with us either. We all knew he had talent, but whether you could revive that was the question, or whether it had got into his head that he couldn't do it again was probably the most important thing. But less than 2 years later, he scored phenomenal goals for us, got a winner in a cup final in the first year, obviously kicked on again last year and was instrumental in winning the league, and got a massive move during the summer to the championship in England, and financially got a massive move as well, and fair dues to him, and got capped by Ireland 6 weeks after leaving Cork City. So it was a real fairy tale story. But I think what it showed, and particularly for young people in this room, because you're monthly winners, a lot of you are in your early 20s, and you're going to get knocks, you're going to be brought down, and people are going to write some not so nice stuff about you. It's not the Southern Star, may I add, no, but some other papers, and you have to be strong, because when you get knocked, it can affect your confidence. You have to believe in yourself. You have to do your training, and you have to keep your head and keep going. And any award winner tonight, look at the people around the table that are there tonight, because they're the reason you're here. And when the shit hits the fan, they'll be the people who'll stick by you and support you and keep you going, and never forget that. And so I think the Maguire story is great, and it's great for every young people to make sure that when you get the knocks, get back up again, because believe in yourself, because it's all about confidence and believe in yourself. And if you train hard enough, you work hard enough, and you have that belief, you'll always succeed. I've no doubt about that. Just to finish off, obviously, I heard someone saying that Paddy Palmer should be adopted as a Cork person. I would say there's no chance of that. But of being adopted as a West Cork person, certainly we can handle that, in fairness to Paddy. But even to the lads there, like obviously Southern Star have been great, Con and the lads from Con and Kieran, and obviously Paddy would always work with 96 and 103 and JP and the lads. But of course, Helen, Neil obviously is the manager, but the Celtic Ross, Helen has obviously been the face of this hotel, and does tremendous work. But along with that, Helen's brother, Paul, who's here with us tonight, has been recently appointed as the new CEO for the Cork City Football Club. So Paul is my boss, which is great. Paul asked me one of the first days, what could I get you when you first came in? I said, just bring in loads of more money, we'll be sorted. But it's a massive great for Paul. The club is on the up at the moment, but it's a massive challenge, and a lot of pressure, because it's a community club owned by the supporters, and they all have an opinion. So which is always difficult. But so finally, just say I'm deeply honoured. It's been fantastic for me. I met Dominic Casey yesterday, and because we've been doing reasonably well for the last 12 or 24 months, we've been at a few awards, and we met a few times, and we both said yesterday at another award, we said we want to get back tomorrow night to West Cork, to our own award, our own people, relax and enjoy the occasion, because that's what we're all about. So just say thanks very much for all your support. And as a lot of people know me, people keep saying about pressure, and you're under pressure. I actually don't feel under pressure. The pressure you feel is the pressure you put on yourself for delivering. So despite the fact that we won this year, moving to next year, I don't feel under any pressure. The pressure is myself just going out, making sure that I can do everything to the best of my ability. If you're good enough, you're good enough. If you're not, you're not. But have no regrets from that point of view. So thank you very much, and enjoy the evening.